Hello everyone, this is Jim Ogozinski with your week 12 lecture video. So today I just would like to take the time to cover some of the MLA guidelines so that I can remind everybody before the final draft is due. Make sure that you do take the time to review the videos that are linked here in the textbook on understanding plagiarism and documentation style. Just to emphasize once again the three principles of citation: to introduce your sources, make sure that you show your starting and ending points clearly for your source material, introduce your speaker, make sure there's a parenthetical, close all your quotation marks and brackets so that everyone is aware of where the voices start and stop, where the speakers start and stop. More importantly, make sure you have your works cited page, especially in your drafts. I can take a look at that. This allows me to cross-reference your sources to make sure you are accurate. Also, I can give some feedback on the works cited page to make sure it is formatted correctly. And I'll get to that in the example. So we want to make sure that some of these basics are covered. While I'm looking for the example essays, I just want to mention that MLA citation method that's even talked about in the videos is author page. So if you have an author and a year date in there as a parenthetical, that is incorrect. That is APA citation method, and we are using MLA with this author and page. If you do not have a paginated document, then you can simply just use the author's last name to close off that quotation and show the ending point. So one thing I want everybody to be aware of is, here we go, is the bachelor problem, is to seriously take a good look at the works cited page for our two example essays. Here we go. The works cited page for the first essay, the bachelor problem. All the authors are last name, first name, article and title, and all article titles are in quotation marks. They are not in italics. So if you have them in your in-text citation italics, that is incorrect. You want to make sure that MLA requires them to be in quotation marks, so you should do the same. Here we see that the place of publication is in italics. So we have last name, first name for authors, and the authors and sources are organized alphabetically in the works cited page. If, for example, you do not have an author, then you have to use the title of the article, or title of the web article, or title of the web page, not the website. So, for example, here, how employers view an associate degree would be how you categorize and cite this particular source. Then, since H is the first letter of the title, you would use the H to alphabetize your works cited page. So in this example, this H would move down to right after Jessica Dickler and be included right after that article before Martin. Okay, so alphabetical then takes over the first letter of the title of the article. So let's take a look down to the works cited page here for our second essay on stress and anxiety. Here we have the same layout of the author's last name, first name, organized alphabetically. And also, this is a very good example of how every citation requires a hanging indent. It's called a hanging indent because the name hangs over the rest of the citation. You can go into your Google Doc, click on Format, look at Align and Indent. There should be a section there that says Indent Options. There is where you can format a hanging indent. There is an option in Google Docs for that. Right, so I want to point that out there for the hanging indent. This is a very important function here. I'm going to cover the MLA guidelines because I place a pretty high importance on meeting these guidelines for this particular essay because of the in-text citation and the works cited page and the way we use sources. One thing I want to cover on this particular essay is the proofreading. Please allow yourself some time to proofread your essay, your final essay draft before submission. Read it out loud. print a copy out, go through it line by line, sentence by sentence. Make sure your sentence boundaries are good, your punctuation is good. I even have a self-review editing checklist here about reading the essay out aloud. So I want to emphasize, if you're looking for that really high grade, you want to make sure your capitalization is correct, your punctuation is correct. Any sentence that doesn't read, clearly should be addressed. So, I get a lot of essays now. I do get a lot of essays and where capitalization is disregarded. Proper nouns, proper names. For example, there would be many people who talked about Uncle Joe in essay 2 spending time in the Navy, and I bet you more than half of the essays submitted to me for the final draft, nobody capitalized Navy. Okay, so the idea here is that you want to make sure of your capitalizations in your proper nouns. All right, that being said, if you have any questions or issues, send me an email. I will be reviewing drafts slowly but surely, so I try to give you as much time as I can to allow you to revise with my comments before the final is due end of day on Sunday. All right. All right. Once again, that being said, good luck. Stay safe out there.